In a previous video, we discussed primarily the left-hand side of the screen. In this edition, we're going to discuss the right-hand side, or what we call the main graphing area. You'll note that along the left side, the red curve is our total gas. In the middle of the screen is the green curve for RPM. The blue curve is our rate of penetration. And the light gray trace is weight on bit. You see we have all of our depth numbers over here. The green status is our on bottom drilling notation. It's all along the side whenever we're on bottom. The yellow area denotes off bottom, and here we see they were rotating the pipe while making a connection and then continued drilling. As they're making a connection, you see them spinning the pipe and resume drilling. Back on bottom, cutting some more feet. There's the ROP curve. Now note at the drill off across here, that's the very first of the Frio sands just south of Houston. According to our calculations, we should have 46 minutes or 7,094 strokes at this pump rate with these pumps for bottoms up. Now, note the curve, gas curve, is very similar to the ROP curve. The top point here and the top point here are about 46 minutes apart, verifying our calculation. Once we set the numbers in our computer to calculate the lag, we can verify it on the graph visually. So it's analytical grade data the way it's displayed. Very simple to watch. Easy to understand. Here we're going to change the gas scale by simply clicking on the value, typing in the value that we want. We can flip the gas scale. It's a demonstration of how flexible these Windows controls are. We can flip any of the curves by simply clicking on its icon to make them more readily available for comparison, or if one's covering another up, or if you just like them projected from the other side. Some people go from right to left, some from left to right. So we allow that flexibility without having to go to a third screen or a fourth screen, change some numbers, then come back and see how it looks. Here you can see immediately if you like the effect or not. Is it more or less analytical for your eyes? This is what we call user-friendly. We can zoom. We're going to zoom in here. You see now we've stretched the view both in time and in depth. Fewer feet are represented. The off-bottom area appears larger. But there's more detail in the rate of penetration. Now we'll zoom back out, compressing everything. And we got down into a point below that where the gas had gone off scale. So we're going to take it back to the 500 scale we had. And you see that we have 3 connections on the one screen and drill rates between each. Note here, we're zoomed as far out as we can go. As far in as we can go, and we've lost some resolution. The gas curve is bigger, but doesn't seem to throw as far. Now, we're going to say for the sake of argument that some of this area here was a mistake. When they got back to drilling after a connection, they'd done a depth correction and they're a couple feet off. And let's just say this area here we don't think actually happened. So what we're going to do, there's the actual drill rate. We think they should have been drilling when they got back to bottom. So we're going to take that and highlight it. All the way down to right to where we think, back up a little, there we go. That's about where we think the drilling actually went back to normal, when they hit bottom. So we're going to revert that to off bottom, and you'll see that it's going to disappear from the screen as if it never happened. We were off bottom the entire time. And the depth is now sequential from that point to here. Those feet have just simply disappeared. They did not happen. That's the only edit that we allow, is a time-based edit. The user is not allowed to change any of the values that you see, either gas values. We decided that was not correct, and we decided to restore it. The data didn't go away. We just altered the way we query it. The Microsoft SQL database allows this sort of flexibility in the query to display data the way we want to display it. The numbers don't change, just the manner of display. Once again, we're going to take this one because it actually happened during a connection and show this again. And you'll watch. This time I want you to keep an eye on the actual depth over on the far left in green. We just took out about 13 feet, and that's about the number of feet the depth changed. So what that actually does is it moves the bottom of the curve below the edit up a corresponding amount and changes the depth because those feet didn't happen. We can't add them in. Typically, when people see that, they can just shave off depth from the bottom of the hole. We actually take it out from where it actually, where we feel the error actually occurred. See, we're at 6670. When the edit takes effect, we're at 6656 and drilling from there. The edit took place in the middle of the data field, not at the end. That's another unique factor of the Microsoft SQL database, allowing us to modify the query by inserting edits where we want them. And there again, we can put that back in if we said that was if we determined that was done by error. We can replace that data, there we go, with just a keystroke. Well, I think that covers enough for now. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that was informative. Stay tuned for more